Hi, my name is Pierre Gagne. All organizations want to improve their processes, but there may be challenges that do not allow them to do it as quickly as what they want, or the impact on the organization is not as positive as what it should have been. If you do processes in a siloed environment, you may impact an end-to-end processes in a negative fashion. If you look at your current processes, they're tainted with legacy technology, and it may prevent you from seeing the business, the real business that exists behind that technology. And last, the terminology, the vocabulary that is being used throughout the organization may not be consistent. So communications makes it difficult between the different parties involved. Here's how Panorama 360 can help you achieve improvement on processes. It will greatly increase the communication in the organization as there will be one vocabulary. The processes that are being provided in Panorama 360's framework can serve as a benchmark for any other improvements. End-to-end perspective of the processes from the framework will provide a global view as opposed to a siloed view. It will save time to compare the existing processes and the targets for those processes. It will also rapidly identify the integration points in the organization and facilitate mapping of the bottlenecks in the organizational structure. Panorama 360 has a number of components, from capability map to processes to metrics to activities to stakeholder list. All of those will be required to improve processes. If we take an example, we have here in scope a claims project, the improvement of a claims process. And the claims process should integrate with other capabilities of the value chain in the organization. And they're in yellow. The claims project, the claims improvement is in green. Once we have that, we know where the integration points at a higher level are located in the organization. Panorama 360 gives you a list of more than 100 stakeholders that participates in the value chain. In this case here, we've identified a few that will participate in the claims management process. Once we have identified those stakeholders, we can also identify the workflow, the information, how it flows from the claimants to the claims and the claims to the claimant, and look at how efficient it is today and how efficient should it be. Then, if I go at a more granular level, this is the capability map. All 75 capabilities are listed here. So I can identify the two major capabilities that are part of the scope of the project and the other capabilities that are part of the integration within the process. Then I can identify the capabilities that are part of the claims process. I only took a few here, and the definitions are being provided. And then there's a process, a claims process that is being provided. It's an end-to-end process provided in Panorama 360 with the activities that we see most often in those capabilities. Here's an example of an end-to-end process, and it's a sales process. It covers everything. It covers from sales to underwriting to reinsurance to payments, issuing of the contract, compliance, and you can actually overlay the organization structure, and everything that is dotted here, the shaded gray small boxes, in this case, were part of another department. And you can identify all those touch points. If you want to improve the assessing of financial risk, the assessing of the moral risk, and the assessing of the physical risk, you understand where the information comes from and you understand where the information goes. You just don't do the underwriting portion excluding the rest of the end-to-end process. Everything is taken care of. So once you have your end-to-end process, which are provided in Panorama 360 from a business perspective, you can map the technology on top of it, you can map the organization, and you can map your old process and see where it can be improved. So this approach of going from the benchmark processes that we have in Panorama and mapping your processes on top can actually clean the older process and make it a much more efficient process for the future. So by using Panorama 360 to improve your processes, you can greatly improve the communication, as we have nomenclature in Panorama 360 that can be used throughout the organization. The processes from the framework can be used as a benchmark for improvement. The end-to-end perspective of the processes that we provide will provide you with a framework for a global view and with all the touch points. And then you can compare your existing processes and identify immediately where in the organization you may impact if your process is improved, but making sure that the other parts of the organization will also be positively improved. And it will facilitate the mapping of the bottlenecks in the organization structure. If you have any questions about this presentation, or if you have any other types of questions about Panorama 360, please go to insuranceframeworks.com and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much for listening.